So I want to open this next segment of what happened with Jesus Christ, because what we inevitably did was design something that is going into the new world. I know it sounds crazy, but I have all of the cameras that I have to get developed. I didn't have a... Oh! Bonzo! Ow! Bonzo! Ow! Bonzo! Bonzo, you fricker! Oh god, that cat. He just jumps up out of nowhere. Oh, anyway. It's enough to make your nipples hard. Sorry, I'm inappropriately bright. Okay, anyway. Ow, god, that hurt. Bonzo's down! Anyway, I want to open with this clip.
Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knocking on heaven's door.
It's good sizzle. Anyway, a lot of people think Axel's an ass, but I get him. So check this out. This is what happens. Oh my god. This can't take all night. I have got so much to do. Oh, Papa. So, anyway, JC's looking around, right? And he goes, I'm going to show you how to look at the planet from an aerial perspective. I'm like, alright. And I remember that one of the first things that we did was we started over in my office area, where my paper clips and staplers and all that stuff was. Tons of computer paper, and it started there. Now, here I've got to intercede this point. When Jesus came and all this is going on, I was listening to the John Tesh radio show. Okay, now if you call the John Tesh radio show, you're going to get a recording where you can leave a message. And I'm sitting here tweaking out. I'm like, oh my god, I cannot believe this. I just can't believe it. So I call John Tesh. I must have left John Tesh over a period of a couple of years, maybe 2,000 messages. I mean, maybe even more than that. I was calling every freaking, time we turned a corner, we built something else. And we built these crazy things in my bathtub with water and making these boats. And the whole time that all this is going on, I don't have a video camera. I don't have a digital camera. There's no way that I can even call anybody to say, come over and see this, And it started to become something really awesome. The problem was, and this is where I got caught up, every time we would design something, I didn't take that down. I would build a set on a wall, take the pictures, and I just kept going. Instead of cleaning up the mess, putting things away, it became this freaking nightmare, basically, for my mom to clean up. She said it just looked like an atomic bomb went off in there by the time I was done with him and this theme park. And I didn't know that that's what it was for a long time. I mean, I had my Kirby vacuum cleaner, and I'm like, had these HEPA filters, and I was like getting all of the dirt, vacuuming into the HEPA filters, and I'd take the HEPA filters, and I'd be looking at these HEPA filters with all this, like, just crap and cat fur and then glitter and all this stuff, and I'd be like, whoa. And I mean, the things that we did with angles and the things that he did with physics, there's no way that very many people could have ever gone into that place. I mean, I don't think Jesus wasn't going to show anybody that stuff except me. My friend Doug stopped by one of the nights and left Taco Bell at my door. Nobody knew what was going on. Eventually, because it was so cold and the window panes were so thin in my apartment, I pressed up against it, and one of the pieces of glass came out of the side door that, when you look out the window, is where everybody parks their cars. I mean, for days this went on. I talked to my half-brother, Raymond, and he's like, what's going on? I'm like, I gotta tell you something, dude, but you can't tell, like, anybody. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm building a theme park with Jesus. And he's like, I'm on my way. And my half-brother and I really never got a chance to become all that close, because he ended up going to prison, and he was in and out of my life for a while. But he drove all the way from Vancouver, Washington, out to where I was, just to see what it was I was talking about. He's the only person on the face of this earth that I let in at the point where, you know, all of my VHS tapes had been pulled out and strung on walls, and there was a big fat 7 on the walls with paint and nail polish and lipstick, and I mean, it was just, you could not have understood any of it unless you were there, right? The whole time this is going on, I'm taking pictures. I'm running down to Rose Hours a block down from my house, barefoot, with like no shoes on, and picking up these disposable cameras. And one of the girls that worked there that I'd kind of talked to, I don't remember if her name was Dawn or something, but she's like, I kept going in, and every time I would go in, I'd be more mucky and glittery and more, you know, paint and all this. She's like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, I'm building a theme park, dude. Now, I went through this period where I was like that kind of high, but a lot of it was just very alert kind of high. And what happened is I was doing my ditty. I had received this promotion for work. All I had to do was pack up all my stuff and get ready to go and be on a plane on January. It was either the 3rd or the 6th. I can't remember. I think it was the 6th. And I cut my foot on some glass, went up to the hospital there at Sacred Heart, and opened my big fat mouth about it. And I was like, I need to get home, you know. They had me waiting and waiting and waiting. So I fixed my foot. I healed it. I got the glasses out, had it wrapped. I was ready to go. And they held me because I said to the doctor, and I quote, look, man, I need to get out of this hospital. Jesus is back at my apartment. We got to finish this theme park. I'm building a theme park with Jesus. Oh my God. It was the next round of, you just opened your big mouth and you are in trouble. I was in trouble. I got detained again. Only this time it was a biggie. And I was held, and I kept telling them, you know, I need to get on this plane for my promotion. They wouldn't let me go. They held me and transferred me and did all these studies and made me do all these aptitude tests, count backward from 100 by 7s, and do all this stuff to test where I was mentally, because I was using a larger percent of my brain than I normally did, and it was allowing me to engage in supernatural activity. But it's not like, you know, I could have like rolled a pencil across the table to show him. It was something that was far more divine than that. But I got transferred to the state facility because I would not admit that I was bipolar. I did not want to take the medication. I did not want to adhere to get help. And Dr. Fraser in Spokane, Washington was an asshole and basically told me that I shouldn't have kids because all I would be doing would be breeding, you know, imbecile. And I was really mad at him, and I was telling him to fuck off and, you know, getting all indigent when I should have just played by the rules and I'd have gotten out of there. But I missed the plane, lost my job, and that was the beginning of what inevitably becomes the meat of Jesus and Lithium. So I'm going to stop now for the evening regarding this whole deal. And I want to thank you for watching up until this point. I hope that you've been able to catch all the clips. I'm going to try to make it easy on YouTube to be able to look at those. And there's about 1,400 clips that were on Facebook, and they are now gone. And they are very honest, and they conveyed some information for you guys to make sure that, you know, your lives would be happy, and how to extend yourself and get into the kingdom and all that. But nobody chose to, you know, take the time to watch that knowledge and listen to that knowledge and see that knowledge and see what I was doing. And so there's going to be some dark days for a lot of you. Just going to be honest. Anyway, thanks, and remember, wherever you go, there you are.